Welcome to On the Tigers News. I'm Alexis Richer.
And I'm Abby Garrett. We appreciate you following us for the news we've been watching for you.
News that just broke before we've been recording. Music star Prince has died. According to TMZ, the 57-year-old was found dead in his home in Minnesota early today. This cause of his death is unknown, but it does follow an undisclosed medical emergency last week. He did appear at a concert the next day.
U.S. paper money is getting a historic makeover. Harriet Tubman, an African-American abolitionist born into slavery, will be the new face on the $20 bill. The leader of the Underground Railroad is replacing the portrait of Andrew Jackson, the nation's 7th president and a slave owner, who is being pushed to the back of the bill. And Alexander Hamilton, the nation's first Treasury Secretary, who's enjoying a revival thanks to a hit Broadway play, will keep his spot on the $10 note after earlier talk of his removal. The changes are part of a currency redesign announced Wednesday by Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew, with the new $20 marking 2 historic milestones. Tubman will become the first African American on U.S. currency.
Hillary Clinton, the nearly unstoppable Democrat, and Republican frontrunner Donald Trump accelerated Wednesday toward Northeast primaries on an increasingly direct path to presidential nominations after trouncing party challengers in New York. Clinton, now 81% of the way toward clinching the Democratic nomination that eluded her 8 years ago, can lose every remaining contest and still prevail. Her sweeping victory in the New York primary called into question the durability of Bernie Sanders' rival campaign and left him with severely limited options for overtaking her. While Trump strengthened his hand, he is still far from in the clear. Trump is focused heavily on clinching the Republican nomination through voters balloting in state primaries, thus avoiding a contested national convention in Cleveland in July. He needs to garner 58% of the remaining delegates available.
President Barack Obama met Thursday with top officials from 6 Arab nations to discuss regional security issues in the Persian Gulf, including the fight against the Islamic State militant group. The meetings in Riyadh are meant to build on a similar summit convened last year at Camp David, the American president's Maryland retreat. They reflect an effort by the White House to reassure and coordinate with important but wary Mideast allies that harbor serious doubts about Obama's outreach to Iran and U.S. policy toward the grinding civil war in Syria.
The Flint water crisis has become a criminal case, with 2 state regulators and a city employee charged with official misconduct, evidence tampering, and other offenses over the lead contamination that alarmed the country and brought cries of racism. For nearly 18 months, the poor, majority black city of 100,000 used the Flint River for tap water as a way to save money. A decision made by a state-appointed emergency manager, where the new pipeline was under construction. But the water wasn't treated to control corrosion. The result? Lead was released from aging pipes and fixtures as water flowed into homes and businesses.
U.S. authorities said Wednesday that they discovered a cross-border tunnel that ran a half-mile from a Tijuana house equipped with a large elevator to a lot in San Diego that was advertised as a wooden pallet business, resulting in seizures of more than a ton of cocaine and 7 tons of marijuana. It was the 13th sophisticated secret passage found along California's border with Mexico since 2006, including 3 on the same short street in San Diego that runs parallel to a border fence with a densely populated residential area on the Mexican side. The unusually narrow tunnel was only about 3 feet wide, equipped with a rail system, lighting, and ventilation.
Queen Elizabeth II turned 90 Thursday, making her the first British monarch to reach that landmark. She's already the longest reigning monarch in British history, having overtaken her great-great-grandmother, Queen Victoria, last September. Though the Queen is a very public figure, she has retained a certain mystique by saying very little over her 64-year reign.
We've got one more day of great weather before some cool changes come in. Here's Mr. Charbonneau with the forecast.
We're about to see some big changes in our weather beginning later today. After several days dominated by high pressure, a new system arrives on Thursday afternoon, bringing with it some warmer air and a better chance for showers. Tonight, the chances for showers continue, and rain remains the theme for Friday as a cold front slowly makes its way into our area. Tomorrow, we could even see a thunderstorm. Later Friday, temperatures really drop as they head into the 30s. We clear out Saturday, but it's going to be noticeably cooler. We'll be lucky to reach 50 for a high temperature, and a steady breeze is going to make it feel much cooler. A look ahead next week shows that temperatures get a little bit better for Sunday. Right now, there's a chance we could reach 60, and of course, with bright skies, that's a better chance. A longer range look into next week shows cool temperatures to start the week and a gradual warm-up coming later in the week. That's our forecast. We hope you have a great weekend and an even better spring break.
A sad day for Syracuse basketball fans yesterday. Justice Dan has the sports.
Syracuse University basketball great Dwayne Pearl Washington passed away yesterday after a long and courageous fight against brain cancer. He was 52. Washington played for the Orange in the mid-'80s and is widely given credit for moving the SU program forward at a pivotal time in its history. He was also the centerpiece of a newly formed Big East. Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim spoke emotionally of Washington, whom he said was the most special player he ever coached.
I think back at Pearl Washington when I first saw him play. I thought he was the most exciting player I've ever seen play the game of basketball. I still think that today. I think we've been fortunate. We've had a lot of great players, but I think there's really only one. There's just only one guy like him.
Former Boston Red Sox pitcher Curt Schilling was fired from his job as an ESPN baseball analyst after comments on Facebook of transgender rights. The post included an image of a man wearing a long blonde wig and revealing women's clothing and the phrase, "Let him into the restroom with your daughter, or else you're a narrow-minded, judgmental, unloving, racist bigot who needs to die." In response to recent laws in several states that restrict bathroom access for transgender people, Schilling added, "A man is a man no matter what they call themselves, and now you need laws telling us differently? Pathetic." The network, which suspended Schilling from the Little League World Series last year over a tweet in which he compared Muslim extremists to Nazi-era Germans, and Wednesday night he had been fired. The varsity baseball team improved 2-1 last night by beating Fulton 10-9 in an extra inning. A.J. Moretti led the team with his 4 hits and 4 RBIs, earning the MVP game award. John Washer pitched 5 strong innings, and Jacob Gorton picked up the win with 3 innings pitched. The Tigers scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs to force extra innings, and then Brian Dufresne scored a game-winning run with 2 outs and on a passed ball. Mexico softball dropped its game against Homer 2-1. After falling behind 1-0 in the second inning, Mexico answered with a run of its own in the bottom half of the inning. Homer scored the deciding run in the 4th. Brianna Clark gave up just 5 hits over 7 innings. Mexico tennis scored a resounding win yesterday against Phoenix. John Ocker, Ethan Bartosik, and Ron Marsden all won 6-love. While the doubles team of Pilo and Edwards, Winterfield and Lawler, Pullen and Yurden all won their respective matches easily. That's it for sports. We hope you have a great week off. I'm Justice.
Prom tickets will be for sale the first day back from break. There will be a 2-week deadline, May 2nd through 13th. Bring your $40 in ASAP. They will only be for sale in Mr. Charles' room.
Sports physicals will be held in May. Sign up today. This physical will provide the student-athlete to participate in fall, winter, and spring sports for the entire 2016-2017 school year. Please see Ms. Wallace in the nurse's office for paperwork and to schedule an appointment.
Seniors are asked to please stop into the main office and sign for the back of the senior t-shirt. Also, please pick up a blue thank you card to fill out for the graduation program.
That's it for us. We hope everyone has a great spring break. We'll see you then when we return. For the staff of I'm the Tigers, I'm Alexis Richer.
And I'm Abby Garrett. Have a great week.